Hi, everybody. It's Leslie with the New Mexico Small Business Development Center, and I'm here today with Dr. Marvin Lozano. Marvin Lozano is going to be giving us a presentation on accessing financial resources for your business. The exciting thing about his presentation today is he's going to be presenting it bilingually. So if you have any questions, please type it into the Q&A and we'll answer those just as quickly as possible. New Mexico Small Business Development Center wants to remind all New Mexico small businesses about the importance of protecting themselves from cybersecurity attacks. Please visit our website for any on-demand pre-recorded cybersecurity webinars that we have available for you. They're all no cost and they're on our YouTube channel. With all that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Marvin Lozano for today's presentation.
Thank you, Leslie. Gracias, Leslie. So in true tradition here for this workshop, as Leslie indicated, I will be doing this in a bilingual fashion. So it's to be inclusive with those folks that feel stronger in one language versus the other, and do it in a respectful way. So in Spanish, it's bienvenidos a todos ustedes que están presentes para participar en lo que voy a presentar, la información que voy a presentar esta mañana. Ojalá que les ayude en sus negocios, especialmente durante COVID-19 y los problemas que estamos encontrando, ¿no? Para sobrevivir estos problemas, okay? So the title is, as you can see, accessing money from banks, alternative lenders, and SBA. And as you are small business owners or future small business owners, I'm sure, will find this topic interesting, or this subject interesting for you, because during COVID-19, it's been especially challenging for small businesses. So in putting this together, we felt that if you understand how to access money from these folks, then you'll be better prepared to get what you need. In Spanish, es cesando dinero de los bancos, prestamistas, alternativos y SBA para pequeñas empresas. La idea aquí es para que ustedes entiendan mejor cómo tener acceso a los fondos que necesita para su negocio, o si van a empezar, también para empezar, porque ahorita es difícil, ¿no? Con el COVID-19. Por eso estamos aquí a ver cómo les vamos a ayudar, ¿ok? Next. So I am Marvin Lozano. My background is I not only have been fortunate to obtain a doctorate from the University of New Mexico, but I also have degrees in business from Arizona State University and the University of Arizona. Practically speaking, I was in lending, and I still am a consultant in lending to alternative lenders here in New Mexico. But I worked with major banks and doing business loans for many, many years. And I taught at a community college. So I think I can bring different skills to you that would benefit you during this COVID period. Soy el doctor Lozano. Entonces le estaba mencionando en inglés que tengo también experiencia de trabajar con bancos americanos, ayudándole a negocios pequeños, muchos años antes de entrar a ser profesor con un colegio en Nuevo México, y ahora trabajo como consultor con prestamistas alternativos, y voy a, darles unas historias mientras vamos en esta mañana juntos en este tema de ayudando sus negocios a empezar y a tener buen éxito. Okay, next. Ok, entonces en español y luego en inglés. So I'll do this in Spanish first and then in English, just to turn it around a little bit. So en visión general es para que sepan en la idea que en esta clase que hay recursos para que ustedes tengan ayuda con su negocio, ¿ok? Aparte de fondos en forma de préstamos o becas, ¿ok? Existe el grupo de SBDCs en Nuevo México. Es un grupo federal, están en Nuevo México, tienen 19 oficinas, están para ayudarles a ustedes con otros asuntos que tienen en su negocio. Si necesitan ayuda con mercado o con su, vamos a decir, más ayuda con el flujo de efectivo, porque de eso voy a mencionar en esta presentación, hablen con ellos, ¿ok? So I am just sharing that in general, this idea in this workshop is to give you an overview, okay, which is to share with you what those resources are and how to prepare to get those resources. I think sometimes that's what's lacking. We know resources are there, but we really don't know how to put our best foot forward when we go in and either talk to someone in a financial organization, or if we complete an application with you, if that's sufficient. And there's more to it than that, and I hope to share that with you today, okay? Next. Ok, esto es igual, que esto es, hay muchas más ofertas con SBDC, ya expliqué eso. And what I was saying was, this is, again, just to reinforce the idea that the SBDCs offer many other opportunities, especially in the counseling area. So take advantage of those counseling sessions. You don't have to pay for them. You just need to make an appointment, okay? So do that, whether you're starting or growing a business. En español es que aprovechen de la ayuda. Hay consejeros con el SBDC en 19 oficinas en Nuevo México, y les pueden ayudar con otros asuntos en empezando o creciendo su negocio. Okay, next. Bueno, los objetivos son de entrenamiento, ¿no? Porque en mi experiencia, como les dije, yo tengo experiencia haciendo préstamos comerciales para empezar y crecer negocios. Trabajo con el SBA, participado con ellos muchas veces, y también como profesor entiendo de cómo es la información más corriente, y eso es lo que queremos ayudarles a ustedes con eso, para que estén bien preparados. So the objective, and there are several, but overall the primary objective is to help you, whether you're starting a business or whether you're growing a business, to understand that there are resources out there in the community for you. Resources with banks, traditional lenders such as banks and the credit unions, with what we refer to as alternative lenders, are usually nonprofits in the communities. And there are also, of course, SBA resources and programs, especially during COVID-19, okay, that you need to be aware of. And we'll help you with showing you a little bit of how you can access those resources towards the end of the presentation. Entonces, los objetivos son de entrenamiento para asistirles a todos, estar más preparados, ¿ok? Y para eso estamos aquí. Next. Ok, el resumen de la presentación son 3 temas, ¿no? Entonces quiero hablar con ustedes de 3 cosas. Primero, acceso al capital. ¿Okay? Segundo va a ser cómo pueden sostener su negocio. Hay que claramente tener acceso a capital, es importante. Entonces hay que crecer su negocio, ¿no? Que tenga resiliencia para que siga creciendo al beneficio de usted y su familia, ¿ok? Y la tema número 3 es cómo puedo solicitar recursos financieros, dónde voy, y generalmente cómo trabajan ellos, cómo piensan, ¿ok? Porque es muy importante. So what I was basically saying in Spanish is there are 3 themes here that in order to put it in a useful format for you, it's one, first theme is, how does one access capital? How do you access loans? How do you access lines of credit? All that is capital. It's an inflow of funds into your business, whether it's a startup or existing business, okay? The second theme is having obtained that capital, how do you sustain your business? How do you grow it, and what kind of resilience may you expect it to have? So I'll address those 3 areas within the second theme as we go forward, okay? And then, of course, the third theme, as you can see there, is applying for financial resources. And the idea here is we know that there's an application process. Rather than get into the detail of the application process with you, my intent here is to help prepare you so when you go to fill out, whether it's a written application or an online application, you can present yourself in the best way possible as a startup or as an existing business to get those funds you need. And there is a process, there is a model. Lenders are taught that model, especially in commercial lending. And I want to share some of that information with you so that you're well prepared as you go on your journey. Okay, thank you. Next. Bueno, entonces la primera tema, vamos a hablar de conceptos básicos de acceso a capital. Y va a ser la primera tema. ¿Okay? Entonces, aquí después o si durante, preparen si tienen preguntas, ¿ok? Y podemos, yo puedo responder durante este tiempo que tenemos, ¿ok? So first we'll start with basics of accessing capital, okay? Because it is a basic approach, I think, a basic formula that initially is used in evaluating, assessing whether you are a good candidate for funding on the part of a lender. And if you're prepared with this information, you're that much better able to get what you need, okay? Next. Bueno, son 4 cosas, ok? Vamos a hablar de crédito, número 1, flujo de efectivo, número 2, garantía, número 3, y condiciones, número 4. Entonces, cuando alguien está preparándose para ser funcionario en un grupo, vamos a hacer con un banco o alternativo prestamista, lo que les enseña el grupo, la organización, a ellos para que sepan cómo analizar su solicitud, cuando va usted a hacer una solicitud para conseguir fondos, es que piden ellos. Entonces usted tiene que saber algo de crédito. Y en este ejemplo, el crédito de usted. Si usted va a empezar un negocio, ellos van a que saber, ¿okay? qué tipo de crédito tiene. ¿Okay? Personal, vamos a decir. ¿Cómo ha pagado sus préstamos? ¿Se portó usted bien? Si tuvo problemas, si fue y habló con el banco que le hizo préstamo y ahora usted es posible que no se lo puede hacer los pagos. Entonces, todo para decir que el crédito es la primera parte de analizar una solicitud. Y usted debe entender cómo trabaja esto, ¿no? Entonces, prepárese para tener preguntas en esa forma, ¿ok? Y usted da permiso. Cuando da permiso es cuando firma su solicitud. Da permiso para que entonces empiece a discutir esa cosa de su crédito. Número 2, tiene que ser el flujo de efectivo. Esto voy a hablar un poquito más y les voy a enseñar ahorita en la presentación, pero en realidad flujo de efectivo, les voy a decir, es como la sangre de un cuerpo, así es dinero para un negocio. La sangre para un cuerpo, dinero es un negocio. Entonces, en realidad, ¿qué es el efectivo que está entrando diariamente para hacer los pagos de los gastos? Porque si usted no entiende su flujo de efectivo, el banquero o la gente haciendo un préstamo van a pensar, pues usted, ¿cómo, si no sabe cómo me va a pagar, cómo es que le puedo ayudar con algo de necesidad de un préstamo? O en estos días también de beca, por ejemplo, el programa de PPP, que es el SBA para cover, es posible que lo pueden convertir a préstamo. Es posible, después hablamos de eso. Número 3 es la garantía. ¿Qué va a poner usted en cambio por sus fondos? Si usted dice, por ejemplo, yo quiero un préstamo de $50,000, entonces la gente que hace los préstamos va a decir, bueno, pues ¿qué me vas a poner de garantía que me vas a pagar los 50,000? Entonces usted tiene que pensar de forma de qué puedo ofrecerle yo, sea banco, sea prestamista alternativo, sea el vamos a decir el SBA, depende, ellos están buscando qué ofrece usted. ¿Okay? Número 4 son condiciones. Bueno, sabemos que las condiciones ahorita son ¿qué? Son de COVID, es inmediatamente de lo que pensamos, ¿no? De COVID-19. Usted puede poner cómo le va a afectar o cómo le está afectando a su negocio. Pero aparte de eso, ¿qué son las condiciones en el tipo de negocio que tiene usted? Por ejemplo, si vende usted comida, ¿qué está pasando en esa industria? ¿Okay? Hay problemas específicamente que son. Piénselos para poder entonces compartir con el grupo donde fue usted a pedir ayuda. Um, so what I was saying is basically think of these four in English. I'll share now what these four items are, and think of it as a little model, a basic model of lending. And so in any business loan, what any lender is taught early on, and they develop it so that as they grow in their experience, they're able to ask questions relating to these four areas in a very basic and a very clear manner to any applicant. And so you may not even know these questions are being asked of you, but I share with you, be prepared and you'll really wow whoever the individual is or individuals that are assessing the presentation to them for a request for some kind of funding. So first and foremost, it's credit. And here the idea, some people might say, well, I don't have any business credit. And my answer typically is, well, do you have personal credit? Because the idea here is that someone is putting money out to someone who needs it in form of a loan or possibly a grant that will convert to a loan. And there's many of those out there right now. Folks are misunderstanding, I think, and thinking that because they see grant, that means I don't pay it back. I would encourage you to read further on and see, and sometimes what you find is it's a grant as long as you meet certain conditions in the business. If you don't, it can convert to a loan and then you're paying a loan. Credit is very important. If you've had dings in your credit, share them up front with whomever you're asking for help in terms of a loan. And if you have a business loan, they can also check into how you handle your payment to suppliers. If you borrow for inventory, for example, you know, how have you handled that? Have you paid your suppliers in a timely way? All that is credit. And the unmentioned part of credit is character. And here it's you know, are you being upfront with them and not hiding things? Because that can kill a deal quicker than anything. Okay. The second thing is cash flow, and what I was sharing in Spanish is it applies in either language, right? In that cash flow is basically you thinking through, using a little bit of analysis here, thinking through how you intend to run your business for anywhere from 6 to 12 months in the future, how you're running it today, possibly, okay? I mean, clearly it's important too, but cash flow to a lender is not only how are you doing right now, but how are you doing in the future, because you'll be paying this loan, if it is a loan, in the future, okay? And so cash flow matters. It is to a business the way blood is to the human body. Without cash flow, a business cannot survive. It's how you pay your daily your daily expenses, wages, things that maybe you don't pay on a daily basis, but you pay on a monthly basis. And that is clearly on a monthly basis is the way you project cash flow. The third thing is collateral. And basically what this is how anyone who's putting money out in some kind of lending form, they're investing in you. So they're investing in you. They want to hear your story, but they also want to know what are you able to put up in terms of an asset, a hard asset. And by hard asset, I mean, do you have maybe equipment in your business, machinery in your business? You know, anything like that, equity in land, anything like that. It all depends on your loan size. If you're a startup, you might say, well, I don't have any of those things, but here's where your personal financial statement comes into play. So you'll be asked to submit that. And in your personal financial statement, basically what they're looking for, what assets do you have personally? If you bought a car, you paid it on time. right now, I think it's probably a good time to share an example. As a consultant in New Mexico, I'm currently working with a request from a borrower in southern New Mexico. I'm working with an alternative lender to help them with this borrower who needs, they've been in business for many, many years, but they continue to need capital for their business. And they've already been able to access PPP help, right, through the SBA. They also have a disaster loan, okay? So they're meeting those requirements. But they also now are looking to us, or when I say to us, I mean the alternative lender, and I'm the consultant here. And so they're working with me, and basically this potential borrower is saying, I need funds. And so I'm assessing what collateral already has been offered for those other loans. They have bank loans, PPP debt, or rather grants that may become debt. They have disaster loans with SBA, which are loans. And so we'll see how that happens. But the issue again is, what does the organization, and in this case, what are you looking to put up as collateral? The conditions is a little bit more along the lines of, what has COVID done to impact your business or your startup in today's environment? And it's more than that, actually. I was sharing in Spanish that it's also, what's your industry like? So when I say industry, I'll give you another example. I've consulted on folks that run trucking businesses delivering goods, and they're considered a very necessary business during COVID because they're the ones that deliver the groceries to grocery stores throughout the state and outside in the surrounding states, and other very necessary items that we've needed, right, during COVID, when we would go and say the shelves are empty, right? Well, these folks are playing a very, very important role. So the kind of financing that they typically need is to replace their semi-trucks, tractors we call them, or semis. And I was helping one as an example. I've actually worked with several. The one I was helping with, as I wanted to share with the lending entity that they experienced, that the borrower was experiencing difficult conditions under COVID, in the sense that as the truckers, they had to deal with those conditions themselves. Okay, in other words, supply line issues, meaning that they had to get access to goods before they could deliver anything, or they had downtime, what it's costing them. So that, in addition to COVID, okay? So these are the models. You can use these as a startup or an existing business, but think of it as, how does credit, what's your credit like? How's your cash flow? How is your collateral? How are your conditions? Okay, I guarantee you will impress that lending institution if you can prepare a little bit, write this stuff down and go and prepare. All right, next. Bueno, ok, aquí está estimación antes de iniciar. En inglés es pre-startup estimate. Entonces, la idea aquí es cuando va preparándose usted, ¿no? Para ir a hablar con alguien, porque decirles, mira, necesito ayuda con un préstamo, aunque sea para fondos para operar. Vamos a decir, si necesita fondos para operar, para pagar sueldos, para pagar renta, o si es, vamos a decir, fondos que necesita usted, que va a necesitar en su negocio, como va empezando, ¿no? Es emprendedor nuevo, aquí puede poner dinero que ya gastó, ¿ok? Por eso es antes de iniciar. Dinero disponible a la mano. ¿Qué tiene en su cuenta de cheques? Póngalo aquí, para enseñarle a la gente que hace préstamos que usted ha invertido en su propio negocio, ¿ok? Si ya tiene préstamo o tiene línea de crédito, o adicionalmente si ya tiene ayuda con PPP, con el SBA, ¿no? O tuvo ayuda con un crédito del SBA, hay que ponerlo aquí también, porque la gente que hace crédito quiere saber si usted ya tiene historia en haciendo préstamo o ya tuvo ayuda, ¿ok? Y eso quiere poner aquí. Últimamente también, si tiene otro dinero, porque es posible que tiene alguien en su familia, un tío, vamos a decir, que le ofreció dinero a un interés muy bueno. Entonces aquí quiere poner usted qué es. La idea es tener antes de empezar su negocio, tener en forma, vamos a hacer aquí primero, vamos a poner que pone usted arriba una categoría y le pone que estimación antes de iniciar y abajo de esa categoría va poniendo dinero disponible, si tiene ya préstamo, línea de crédito, otro, para poner correctamente qué tiene ahorita invertido en su negocio que va empezando o en el negocio que ya existe, okay? So in English, basically what I was saying in Spanish rather, was that this is your opportunity to prepare, in addition to preparing, right, those four things we talked about. Remember what they were? Credit, right? Credit, cash flow, right? Collateral and conditions. Well, this addresses basically the second one, which is that cash flow. And so what I want you to think of is, as you prepare that cash flow, which I'll show you how that's done in a few slides, okay? Before you start that, you can have, actually you can do it in a column prior to that projected cash flow or on a separate piece of paper and label it pre-startup estimate. The focus of this is to be able to put down on paper and to be able to explain it to someone who's considering your request that you do have some cash on hand. You know, basic things like I do have an account. It's with some major lender or credit union. You know, this is where it's at and this is what I maintain there. And it can be on an average basis. It doesn't have to be what you have on hand right now. It's what is your account average every month? Okay. What is it average yearly? If you already have a loan or a line of credit, it behooves you, okay, it will help you to indicate what the outstanding balances are. And this is not unique. As I was saying earlier, I'm working with a individual now who owns a business in southern New Mexico. And basically, they've been around many years. They have a brand, a track record, and they need funds for more operating capital. And so I'm working with the alternative lender to help put this deal together. And as I look at their financial statement for the potential borrower, I notice that they have outstanding loans to banks. They have lines of credit. They have a PPP loan. Actually, they have two, which is a PPP grant at this time. And they also have a disaster loan with SBA. So the issue is that the lender will want to know what kind of monthly payment they have. And so it's better to be upfront with all of this and have it up front so you can put it on the table with the lender, right? So pre-startup estimate, okay? So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, just like we want to do, I'll start in English and go to Spanish. Just like we want to show that there is a balance of, in the previous slide, what we have in cash in our bank, what we have in outstanding debt, loans. Here, you could even create a second column and put it side by side, or label this cash paid out and put it below the material from the previous slide, right? So what has gone out of the business? Okay, in other words, even though you're starting, have you, if you're a startup, bought merchandise? This is your opportunity to put down what you spent on merchandise. Okay, if in fact you've bought maybe a register, cash register, or if you run work with folks that own copying businesses that have contracts with the government, and so they make copies of printed forms, and so to them having a machine, very let's say technologically appropriate copier for do high volumes of work, right, matters. And so it's an important part of their business. Here's where you list it, anything like that. I also list cleaning supplies because at this point, you know, during COVID-19, some folks actually sell them on site, you know, sanitizers, if you will, or masks, right? Because I was reading in, for example, in the Wall Street Journal, I subscribe to the Albuquerque Journal and the Wall Street Journal to stay abreast of what's happening in business locally and across the country. And the article on Tuesday in the Wall Street Journal dealt with the idea that masks are here to stay. So whether we like them or not, we will find that they'll be around for a while. They are cleaning supplies. rent, telephone, and so on. So this is what you do here, okay? Laying out what you've already invested in startup or your existing business, if you will, for maybe a new project, okay? If it's existing. In Spanish, efectivo pagar, entonces aquí es para poner este grupo de información, póngalo abajo de la página aquí en la presentación cuando hablé de efectivo que ya tiene usted. Ok, por ejemplo, hablamos antes de esto de tener efectivo a la mano, al corriente que tiene en su cheque, en la cuenta de cheques con el banco. Y se acuerda que hablamos todo de eso. Pues aquí ya estamos hablando de lo que ya ha pagado. Esto cuenta cuando tiene usted, está empezando, es emprendedor, ¿no? Tiene su idea y quiere empezar un negocio. Entonces póngale aquí también en otra página si quiere, efectivo pagar y le pone la fecha y dice, mira, yo ya tuve compras de mercancía para mi negocio. Yo trabajé con emprendedores, también con la Cámara de Comercio, y esos emprendedores muchas veces me decían, ¿sabes qué? Ya tengo mercancía. Entonces les decía yo, bueno, hay que poner tu mercancía, ¿ok? En papel para que vea la gente que está analizando tu crédito que ya tienes mercancía. Lo que sigue viene siendo aquí a compra de capital. Si ya tiene usted una maquinaria, vamos a decir que tiene un negocio y ha comprado usted equipo para su negocio, aquí pone lo que ya ha gastado. Suministros de limpieza viene siendo lo que sabemos, ¿no? Es que mucha gente ya en sus negocios, si entra usted a un negocio, ve que tienen máscaras para los clientes, es posible que tienen para lavarse las manos, o mejor dicho, sanitario, ¿no? Para tener las manos limpias. Entonces, si usted va a comprar, invertir en eso, ok, o ya gastó dinero en eso, ponga lo que ya gastó. Renta y teléfono, estos son ejemplos, ok. ¿Por qué? Porque quiere enseñar usted que, mira, yo estoy seriamente interesado en mi negocio y ya ha gastado dinero. Si estoy empezando, ya que invirtió, aquí por eso es efectivo pagar. Ya mira lo que ya pagué. Estoy invirtiendo en mi negocio. Si existe el negocio, ok, si existe el negocio, ok, aquí lo que le debe de presentar usted es un balance, le decimos estado financiero, el balance. El balance viene siendo qué son los activos y pasivos del negocio. Y aquí les enseña a usted algo corriente, ¿no? A la gente viendo a ver cómo maneja usted dinero, qué tiene ahorita que ha gastado. ¿Ok? Next. Okay. I'll do this in Spanish first, and then we'll go to English on this one. So this is the cash flow. En español, ahí es el flujo de efectivo. Yo lo preparé por 6 meses. En realidad es nomás para enseñarles a ustedes cómo trabaja el flujo de efectivo. Preparen ustedes el que se aplica a su negocio. Este es para 6 meses, pero es posible que le van a pedir 12 meses. Entonces, lo que yo pienso es, si saben preparar 6 meses, pues entonces 12 meses es nomás seguir haciendo flujo, ¿no? Ok, bueno, es importante que ustedes vean que aquí tengo enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo y junio, pero en realidad andamos ya en julio. Entonces, usted debe de prepararlo en los meses que le aplican a usted. Si va empezando un negocio como empresario, es posible que va a empezar en agosto. Entonces, en vez de poner en enero, pone agosto y luego siguen los meses, ¿no? Aquí pone efectivo en caja. La idea es que va a tener en efectivo en su negocio si empieza en agosto, ¿ok? En vez de enero, en agosto. Y siguen los otros recibos que espera que entren a su negocio en el futuro. Acuérdense, ¿por qué tiene valor esto? Porque si usted tiene préstamos o si va a pagar un préstamo en el futuro, entonces la gente que está analizando lo que quiere usted, a ver si le pueden aprobar lo que quieren saber que ya ¿Qué está entrando a su negocio de venta? ¿Qué colecciones tiene de cuentas por cobrar si vende en crédito usted? ¿Qué, si ya tiene préstamos y línea de crédito, qué son los pagos? Y también aquí queremos saber qué está disponible en el préstamo, en la línea de crédito, si necesita esos fondos. Imagínense, si es, por ejemplo, como una, yo les digo a la gente, una línea de crédito es como una tarjeta de crédito, ¿ok? Todos sabemos con la Visa, es posible que tiene usted, vamos a decir, 5 o 10 mil en su línea o en su tarjeta de crédito. Y puede entonces aprovechar y usar esos fondos, ¿ok? Cuando los necesita. Así trabaja la línea de crédito, nomás que la línea de crédito es para un negocio, ¿ok? Entonces aquí es que tiene disponible, por eso tengo eso, línea de crédito. ¿Okay? Todo eso es flujo que es posible de poder entrar a su negocio. Okay, in English then what I was trying to give an overview about was make the time to prepare something like this. And I've just put up 6 months. A lender may ask you for 12 months. My logic is if you know how to do 6 months, you just continue the exercise, right? And do it for 12. Don't be confused with the fact that I have January up there, okay? Because this changes. It's interchangeable. We are now in July. So if I was starting a business and doing a cash flow, I would put it there for August. And then what would follow would be August, September, October, November, December, January, right? Because what I want to project to the viewer, in this case, the lending individuals, that when you look at my request, is that, you know what, I've thought through what's going to happen in the future, okay? And so you can kind of see that under cash receipts, I have cash sales. So if you're a startup, you project out the day, the month you began, what do you project to be the cash sales, okay, for those 6 months? You're an existing business, from the time you get the help, you know, I'm asking for funds, from the time I get that help, what do I project? What month do I get it? And how do I project those cash sales to look? And then you can see if you go down that category, you may sell on credit. What are my accounts receivable? Maybe I have outstanding lines of credit or loans. You know, what's available? Here, the availability is what matters, because it's funds that you can access to meet expenses during whatever period projected. And then you've got a clear indicator. And boy, isn't this going to wow someone that you've gone to, and you can say, this is what I look like right now in my business before I get any help, any funding help. And this is what my projection shows is going to happen in the future. I look healthy. I've made the time to think this through. I'm not just coming empty-handed to you, okay? So this is really important to think about. Next. Okay, so this is just an expression, right? We want to encourage you now that you have some information. Do not love what you are, but what you can become. This is a clear way for any entrepreneur, business owner to think. Okay, always be thinking ahead. Be thinking into the future what you want to become. You know, what kind of business do you want to have? En español es no ames lo que eres, sino lo que puedes llegar a ser. La idea es que ahorita sí estamos empezando o tenemos negocio con necesidades, pero ¿qué espero? ¿Crecer mi negocio? ¿Va a ser un negocio que pueda aprovechar de ayuda de los fondos en esta manera? ¿Ok? Es cómo piensa usted como emprendedor. ¿Qué es su mentalidad? ¿Ok? Next. Okay, so I'll do this in Spanish and then I'll come back to English, but you can see the English written there also on the slide, but I'll start in Spanish and come back. La tema segunda es la sostenibilidad del negocio. En breve son 5 cosas, ¿ok? Es que no necesitas una idea completa nueva para empezar. No necesitas mucho dinero para empezar tu negocio. ¿Por qué? Porque tu idea, que sea clara, es lo que es importante. Usa lo que ya sabes. Si tienes experiencia vamos a decir, en un negocio de restaurante, de comida, es lo que debes de pensar, ese tipo de negocio, porque ya sabes cómo se maneja, o mejor dicho, has trabajado en esa forma. ¿Ok? Y por eso trabaja esa parte. Número 3. Es posible que necesites entrenamiento. Si tienes un centro de ayudar niños o vas a trabajar en uno, ¿qué tipo de entrenamiento se necesita? ¿Ok? Piénsalo. Aparte de eso, también que no necesitamos un plan de negocio de 20 páginas. Muchas veces lee uno que, necesito 20 páginas. Y 20 páginas no, es un número. Yo no sé por qué lo tienen, pero lo hallamos en los libros. La cosa es tener una idea por escrito, 2, 3 páginas, posible que le pone también adicionalmente un flujo de efectivo de su negocio y lo explica. Eso es lo que cuenta. Y luego 5 es, no necesita comprar un edificio. Muchas veces alguien piensa que para empezar el negocio necesita un edificio. La forma de pensar como emprendedor es necesito rentar un edificio. Así es como piensan los emprendedores. Okay? So what I was saying here is this goes to business sustainability. This is the second theme workshop. And basically there are 5 things that I wanted to share with you. And these come from a lot of working as a lender, working with entrepreneurs in the state of New Mexico and outside, and research and writing. I've actually written a book with my wife on small businesses, and so the 5 things here are for you to sustain your business, and this comes from entrepreneurs who have been very successful. Is don't need a new idea. Okay, I need it to be thought out and to be clear where I'm going and what I want to do. Don't need a lot of money. What you need is an idea that shows how you're going to make money, and maybe start out small. And you start out small and you start growing that business. Okay, if you do need money, okay, I'm not saying every business doesn't need money, right? We obviously know that in this period of COVID-19, but only borrow what you need. Okay. Use the experience and training you already have. If you have experience working in some type of business, consider that first, because lenders want to know that you know what you're doing, not that you're starting up something you know nothing about, and you expect just because you project it out, like we did in the cash flow projection, that you can pay back whatever you're asking for. Also, if you have special training, this is the place, that you want to think about it, or the time to think about it, okay, and be prepared to share it. Don't need a 20-page business plan. I usually share that, unfortunately, we read a lot about that, and we see folks that put together those and publish books. And I can tell you, because I was a professor both in 2-year and 4-year colleges, 2 years as a full-time faculty and 4 years as an adjunct faculty. And many books are published saying 20 pages. And I'd like to share with you that if you're seriously going after funding from a lender, bank, traditional bank, credit union, alternative lender, or the SBA, it's not the length of the business plan. It's being clear, concise, okay, and adding some kind of cash flow projection on how you're going to pay whatever you're asking for back, okay? Also remember, just again, I know I keep reinforcing this idea, but you don't need to buy a building. Don't think about that later. I work with people that buy buildings, entrepreneurs, but when they go to buy a building, they've been operating 3, 5, or more years, and they can show they can pay it back because historically they've made money. This is the position you want to be in when you start thinking building, okay? Next. Just briefly, el crecimiento or growth. In Spanish, crecer aquí es, ¿estás preparado para ser emprendedor? Piénsalo bien. ¿Qué es tu actitud a dinero? Hay que pensar cómo lo vas a manejar, que no te maneja a ti. Y entiendes cómo ser emprendedor, ¿qué es tu mentalidad? Piensas primeramente de lo que vas a tomar en forma de tiempo para ser emprendedor. Okay, no es cosa de 8 a 5, es cosa de empezar y trabajar horas que son largas y también posible el sábado y el domingo, okay? Entonces piénsalo bien, okay? What I'm saying is growth matters in your business. Obviously, you want to grow it, not remain the same for many reasons, right? And here, so Do the things that are in your control. Assess whether you are well prepared to be an entrepreneur. What are your attitudes towards money? And read about the entrepreneurial mindset. I really encourage you to do that. It's a ton of healthy information. It's on YouTube. It will help you prepare yourself or improve. Always be thinking, how can I improve? How can I improve? All right, so think about that. Next. And just briefly in one line, in English, our greatest weakness is giving up. The surest way to succeed is try one more time. This comes from Thomas Edison, guy that we all have heard about and surely was very successful, right? He didn't quit. He kept doing what he believed in. Aquí entonces la idea es que no se vencen. El señor Thomas Edison, que tuvo buen éxito, que nunca se dejó perder negocio, no, él siguió hasta que triunfó en su negocio. ¿Qué piensen ustedes esa mentalidad? Okay, next. Okay, so we're here at an important area here. I think all of you are probably wondering about banks, cooperatives, or credit unions, alternative lenders, and SBA. And so basically, I'll say it in English and then I'll go to Spanish because we'll be pulling up a website in just a minute. But I want to share with you that the basic lenders out there during COVID-19 are these groups: banks, credit unions, alternative lenders, and SBA. I encourage you to be proactive and go to wherever your account is. If you're with a bank or a credit union, go and introduce yourself. Let them get to know what your business is about. The same with alternative lenders. Do not wait until you need something. And with the SBA, if you go online, you'll see that they have phone numbers where they have people on site and can talk with you, if not face-to-face on the phone, to help you understand and answer questions, okay? Bancos o cooperativas de crédito, prestamistas, alternativos y SBA. Vamos a hablar de eso y les vamos a enseñar un website donde pueden ir a ver la ayuda que está, ¿no? Leslie, the website's probably a good idea.
Okay, let me get into the website. I'm sorry, I have lost my spot. Okay, let's go to just a minute. I'm going to stop sharing and let me get into the website. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, can you see the website,
Yes,
Dr.
yes,
Lozano?
there it is.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, what we have is in Spanish, the website. You can see at the top corner, U.S. Small Business Administration. This is a bilingual website, okay? So don't fret. If you're an English speaker, you'll find it in English, but it's also in Spanish. What we wanted to emphasize here is that there are clearly programs that are available during COVID-19. And I just want to give you an overview, okay? So you see the first program is PPP, and then you have IDL, and then you have IDL again. Okay, let me just kind of share with you what we have here. So the PPP is to let you know that it's the program that was there available. You can read more about it. It's clearly they have good detail and share with you that at this time that program is not available anymore. En español es el programa de protección. Estos todos son recursos que están disponibles para ustedes que necesitan ayuda. Hay que ir con www.sba.gov, ¿ok? Porque ahí es donde va a haber esta información. El PPP program es si necesitan usted ayuda de su negocio para pagar empleados. Lo que sabemos es que ya cerró este programa. Pero el punto importante es que si tiene negocio, usted ya tiene un programa de vayan y a verificar con su banco o donde consiguió este programa, esta ayuda, a ver si está en buen términos con ellos para que no se convierta a préstamo, ¿ok? Porque es importante, ¿ok? Y luego sigue lo que le dicen EIDL, y luego hay uno avanzado, por eso hay dos. El primero, EIDL, es durante COVID, ¿ok? Thank you, Leslie, very good right there. EIDL por COVID es para, entiendan ustedes que hay dinero durante COVID en tipo de interés bueno, interés 3.75. Perfectamente ese interés no se ofrece en otros tiempos, ¿ok? Es porque COVID. Entonces aquí hay los detalles del préstamo, si puede calificar usted y debe de leer esto, ¿ok? Aparte de eso, so in English, I was just saying that this is the EIDL program, and there's details here in Spanish, but as you go onto the SBA website, you'll find that it's all of this is in English too, okay? So it's to understand that there's different resources available to you. There's also a program for restaurant owners. And that one's not shown immediately here, but it's on the slideshow presentation. I believe we have it there. And it's called the Revitalization Program for Restaurants. El programa también que no está enseñado aquí, pero está aquí con nosotros, tiene que ver con restaurantes. Si usted tiene un negocio, aquí está viendo como Leslie está enseñándoles, ¿no? Que hay diferente información para ayudarles. Entonces ahí lo que pueden ver que es especialmente para gente que tiene restaurantes. Entonces usted puede aplicar ahí si tiene un negocio que tiene que ver con comida, mejor dicho, porque esa parte de restaurantes, ¿no? Y hay detalles que puede leer de los detalles y los detalles le van a decir cómo trabaja este programa. Es muy buen programa, ok, también les puede asistir. So I was just saying in Spanish that it's the Restaurant Revitalization Program, and it is also a very important program during COVID-19. It says in Spanish, opciones de asistencia, which basically means options in assistance during COVID-19. So
And
basically,
I'll make sure that I send over the slideshow with the link. I'm not
Okay.
having luck today, but I will make sure that everyone receives the link with the Restaurant Revitalization Fund.
Thank you, Leslie. Perfect. So again, the key is that you understand SBA, that website's there, www.sba.gov. You know, read it at your leisure. It's very well put together, and it'll help you understand which program will help you during COVID-19, okay? There are grants, but be aware the grant may be converted to a loan at some point in the future. So again, you need to talk with it. Also, the SBA counselors or the SBDC counselors and SBA has folks who can help you. So you're not out there by yourself, okay? Next.
Okay, let me get back to the slideshow.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so just kind of to recap here in Spanish and in English, bancos y algunas uniones de crédito en Nuevo México ofrecen que el programa de protección de cheques de pago, PPP. Quiero decirles que ahorita ya cerró este programa, pero si usted consiguió ayuda del PPP, deben de verificar qué son los términos para que sepa usted que si no lo tiene que pagar, está perfecto. Pero si no tiene las condiciones, o vamos a decir que no hay otras condiciones que no está llegando a usted, entonces quiere clarificar que no se haga préstamo, ¿ok? Porque si se hace préstamo, tiene que pagar esos fondos, ¿ok? So what I was just saying is that, again, the idea is wherever you go to banks or credit unions, whoever your lender is, develop that relationship. Remember, I shared that with you early on. If you don't have it, go and develop it. Introduce yourself. Let them know what your business is about. But the Paycheck Protection Program was offered early on during COVID when businesses were really struggling to meet payroll and they didn't want to lay them off, right? So a lot of folks have a lot of people that are small businesses already in operation have access to this program, as well as larger businesses, right? And the key here is stay up date on those conditions so that if you do have funding from here, it remains in form of a forgiveness loan rather than something you have to pay back. Okay, next. Okay, again, in recapping, remember there's also alternative community lenders, or in Spanish, prestamistas alternativos. I'll say it in Spanish and in English. Si usted va con un prestamista alternativo en Nuevo México, hay que entender que si tienen programas de COVID-19 ayuda y el tipo de interés puede ser en forma de préstamo o línea de crédito. 3.75 es muy buen interés. Es posible que ayudan con un préstamo micro que SBA les tiene fondos, ¿no? Y a estos préstamos alternativos y le pueden hacer un préstamo de esa forma y también participan en SBA 504. Ese es para si ya existe su negocio y necesita más equipo posible un edificio, ¿ok? So I basically are saying, don't forget the alternative lenders. They are there. They're nonprofits. Usually they shore up the lending that banks and credit unions have been able to do for that model that I spoke with you about. Maybe you didn't fit into that model. Remember, credit, collateral, okay, cash flow, conditions. Maybe there was a weakness there. But these lenders are these alternative lenders are very good at understanding and in helping you, whether it's a line of credit, a micro loan, or a 5. Okay, another resource that's out there during COVID. Next. Here's the website we spoke of, and we actually went to it. Okay, it's www.sba.gov. We have it up here in Spanish, but you can go to the English version, sba.gov. Okay, and they have the information on PPP program, EIDL programs. There's two. The advanced is the new one. And then there are also a guide for other resources during COVID-19. Okay. Next. Bueno, es para decirles que otra vez para que sepan que también si tienen restaurante, que es un programa especial, le dicen COVID-19 fondo de qué? Revitalización de restaurantes. Entonces hay que ir, aquí puede ir usted al SBA usando el internet para leer de qué es ese programa. Again, we've mentioned this early on, but here's the link to the Relief Options Restaurant Revitalization Fund. Covers a variety of different food serving type businesses. You need to be aware of this if you have to do anything with selling food, okay? Really important SBA program. Next. Okay, and so basically in English, these are some of the program details to let you know that Restaurant Revitalization Fund, you need to access it no later than March 11th, 2023. Okay, so you need to check into it if it matters to you. Están elegibles hasta el 11 de marzo 2023 si están en un negocio que tenga que ver con restaurantes o vendiendo comida. Okay, aprovechen. Okay. Next. Okay, so these are just references, son referencias de un libro que pueden utilizar si quieren más ayuda. Y también el SCORE, es un grupo del SBA para ayudarles a ustedes, son consejeros que están disponibles. Hay que llamar a SBA y aprenden dónde está. Okay, next. Okay, Leslie, I'll stop here and turn this over to you.
Okay, that sounds good. So we, SVDC, can definitely help you with writing your business plan, form your business, identifying funding options like Dr. Lozano told you today, developing marketing programs, and create projections. Also, I want to remind everyone that it's not a one-time thing. We can stick with you throughout your entire years of your business. So remember that we're there every step of your journey We do have one webinar I think might go along with what Dr. Lozano was talking about today. Coming up, let me get the title correct. Are you tax ready? PPP, EIDL, and employee retention tax credit implications for your business. So look for that and sign up for no cost confidential counseling. If there's not any questions today, so we will pop off and we will see you next time. And thanks as always to Dr. Lozano for giving us that great information for today. So
thank you so much.
Sounds good. You guys have a great rest of your week.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.